It is the year 2013, and every day we are developing new ways to improve life. New cell phones are being invented, more economical methods of lighting our houses are becoming available, robots are being developed to help in the medical field. But they all share a common component: electricity. Electricity is almost everything for us these days. It enables air travel, lights our bedrooms, and helps us use computers for work, play, and communication. Sometimes we take electricity for granted because we can use it so easily, but we haven't always had electricity. Some of us value electricity more because we didn't always have it. Jack Harrell is a friend I know from church. He is a rancher and was born in 1932 in Sanderson, Texas. His wife Ginger was born in 1933 in Brackettville, Texas, and they married in 1955. He's lived on a ranch all his life. I decided to interview him because he could tell me how electricity has changed our ranches and how ranchers carried out their work without electricity.
The earliest electricity I can remember was 32 volt. Anything electric was 32 volt, but it was still better than no electricity.
Before I interviewed the Harrells, I didn't know how much electricity affects our water supply. Without electric pumps, water could not be wasted.
You didn't have any electric washing machines because you were grateful if you could fill up your old Maytag wringer in 2 rinse tubs. And that was that without any pressure, so it took forever to fill those up. And you just felt real good if you could get that much water to wash once a week.
Of course, the way we were, Mama didn't wash but once a week, and so there was a lot of clothes to hang out. And so I built some lines there that would last a long time. They're still there.
We used to have a grandson that came down there, and he did not know what a bath was. He just knew showers. So he would want to fill the bathtub up as high as he could. So one day we said, okay, now you go out here and you look and you pray. The wind's going to blow, and then it's going to turn this big wheel. And that's going to pump water from 800 feet in the earth out into the tank, and then you can turn it on, and therefore you use 1 inch of water in that bathtub. You do not use it. So that's how you knew where water came from.
Before I interviewed the Harrells, I didn't know how electricity influences the clothes we wear. Think of wool coats and mittens. Having electricity changed the sheep shearing industry.
It would take forever to shear 2,000 sheep with one of those hand things. It's just a big old scissor kind of thing, one-handed, and all the shearers had one of them. And they learned to work that thing two-handed, and it's amazing how many they could shear. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't very long until that electricity was provided through a motor. No, they could do it 3 times as fast or more with electric motors, because that changed the cutting machine and everything. The electricity did.
Really?
So that was a big improvement in the ranch business, was electricity.
We're used to seeing electric lines and poles everywhere, but did you ever wonder how they get electricity out to the ranches?
The earliest I knew was that 32 volt, and that was a wind charger, we call it now. Nowadays, these big old things they put up everywhere, they call wind turbines, and that was just a small one, what it was. The wind, it didn't take much wind to turn it, and so it made its own electricity up there on the high tower. When that wind charger was going, it was making electricity up there on a big high tower. And it would come down into these big glass batteries, yes. and it kept those batteries up. What the batteries was for is to store the electricity a little at a time, because in that country the wind might quit for a few days. And so those batteries stored it until the wind run again. But we got by on 32 volt for all our school days.
I'm really glad I got the chance to interview Jack and Ginger Harrell. This experience has taught me how electricity affects so many parts of our lives, from the water we use to the clothes we wear. I learned that life hasn't always been this easy, and that we often take for granted how easily we can gain resources.